Here we have the reMarkable Paper Pro Move. Bit of an unboxing first impressions, but I also know the software very well. I've been using the reMarkable Paper Pro for a while now. So in terms of my actual review here, I might be able to wrap it up in this video. I'm definitely interested to see how it feels in the hand. So without further ado, let's get started. So one thing I want to point out, because we love form and function on this channel, I've always loved the name reMarkable. It's like R-E, like when you're replying to an email or something. Paper Pro, pretty solid name. I love that they've gone with italics for move. Just makes a lot of sense. Very obvious. Love the packaging here. So I actually did go with the tablet with the Marker Plus and the Book Folio, and it's all in one package. In the past, they've shipped the folio separately, for instance. So that's interesting. I guess depending on what you order, you get it all boxed up really nice, which is kind of cool. I wonder if they wait till you order to package it together. Potentially, maybe it's just this outside box here. So let's dive in and see. Yeah, look, it's packages within packages. So that's pretty cool. Kind of reminds me of the Apple Watches when you order specific bands, for instance. So I'm assuming this is the Paper Pro here. I love just a like leather folio on any of my products. So I think this is pretty cool. And I'm sure it will match the Paper Pro itself as well. I'm already getting a feel for like, this is getting smaller and smaller as I unbox it. So I think the product itself is going to be fairly small, which will be just super interesting. Wow, even smaller. So there's a look at the folio, which is really nice. I love the way they've designed this with magnets. I watched a review recently from Kit Masters. I think that's his name. He's like my favorite e-ink reviewer. He's the best. Definitely go check him out. He actually was able to talk with reMarkable and learn a lot about how this was made, all the bits and pieces, basically why it has such a premium price point. There's just so much engineering, design, intentionality put into this device because it is meant to last a long time. And that's the case for all of reMarkable's products. But it's definitely an interesting, if you want to go watch his video, I'll link it down below. He's awesome, and he definitely got some really cool insights from the company itself, which I think is awesome. I love all the paper here, the paper packaging. There is the device itself. It's got a nice weight to it, which is good. Here's some paperwork. Okay, quick start guide, a bunch of information, better thinking community. This has like a really strangely nice smell to it. I'm kind of confused at what I'm smelling. It's almost like a berry smell. It's kind of weird. Maybe I'm having like a stroke or something, but I'm definitely smelling something very nice that doesn't feel like the usual technology smell. So I just realized I probably didn't need to get this because I already have one, but here is the Stylus Plus, I believe it's called. The Marker Plus, that's right. I almost feel like it feels even better. It is the same one, but that design there is just so nice. I love this, and kind of like rubbery feel is super nice as well. All right, what else do we have? We have the USB, which hasn't really changed. And then the cool little marker tips, which this is like one of the coolest designs for this ever. How do you slide it out and then you just boop, pop it in there. That's so nice. And again, something that has attention to detail here that doesn't necessarily need it, but just shows that love, care, and attention from this brand. So always been a reMarkable fan. All right, let's see the device itself. So like I said, it's got a good weight to it. I felt like when I was watching other reviewers, it looked way thicker than the Paper Pro, but I think it's the same. I don't have the Paper Pro here with me today. I was a dummy and left it at home, but I think there's the same thickness. I love this design that's supposed to resemble like sheets of paper stacked on top of one another. In the hand, you know, I've got not the biggest hands. They're probably medium sized. I don't know. I feel like most adults could hold this with one hand like this. That feels very comfortable and natural. This feels really nice, really solid. Man, that's just such a good look. Yeah, so an update here on the back is it almost has the same texture as the pen. So it's kind of like a rubbery, plasticky kind of feeling here, which I think is pretty nice. This is a nice plastic. I talk a lot about like cheap plastics and nice plastics, and that's definitely a nice plastic. You've got, of course, USB-C charging. I love these little rubber feet on here, just the simple reMarkable. Let's put it into the folio, see how that is. The magnets align perfectly. I love this design. being able to, you know, make that cutout there so that while you're not using it, it more so lays flat on the desk. So it's not wobbling or anything like that. And then I just love the idea of, even though the magnets on these devices are pretty incredible, still being able to protect it in that way. That is so nice. That is so nice. A big question like I had when they announced this device, which it was kind of a surprise, was do you need to have this device and the Paper Pro, or can this device stand on its own? Let's go ahead and get booted up here. Again, this is a color. I wonder if they're gonna come out with a black and white version, though it doesn't sound like that's the direction they're trying to go in with their new devices. But yeah, again, back to the question of like, do you need a Paper Pro or a reMarkable 2 as well as this, or can this stand on its own? And I think at first, my first impression was like, yes, you do. Like this is almost like ancillary, like an accessory to the main Paper Pro. But the more I thought about it, like it just depends on use case, right? Like, I don't know who would use this specifically. I definitely think like if you're an old school reporter who still uses pen and paper, being able to write on here, you know, I'm thinking Blue's Clues, right? With your handy dandy notebook. Maybe if you work on the go and you usually have your laptop here and you don't have a lot of desk space, having something to take notes with that isn't a whole nother big device. It's sort of like a sidekick, if you will, device where you can just like jot down thoughts and stuff. The more I think about it too, like I always have like little math equations and stuff that I like grab pen and paper for. This would be the perfect device for just those quick thoughts, those quick notes, those scratch notes that I don't really care about keeping, which then you can sort of negate the whole keeping the notes in the cloud. If these aren't necessarily big notes that you're gonna wanna be keeping around all the time. I don't know, this is making more and more sense to me even now as I hold it here. So let's get into the device. Like I said, I have the Paper Pro, so none of this is necessarily new to me. I just kinda wanna get in here and test this out. So let's see how this works here. I'm gonna do a quick sheet. I love the way this all looks. Wow. It also looks very sharp. Like, I don't know if it's kind of magical. Does this have a backlight? Oh, it does. Interesting. I don't think I thought that they would put that in here either. This is basically the Paper Pro made small. They didn't really make any shortcuts here, which is actually kind of nice. Let's pick, this is usually one of my favorites. We'll do medium. One thing I want to do, man, I just love this look, how you can hit this little tiny button and it all goes away. I want it to look, let's see if I can do a template, default. Let's do small dots, love it. It's my favorite. What was this? Convert to text, okay. Enable shapes, which allows you to go like that or that. Cool. I think if you do have a larger version, if you have the Paper Pro or the reMarkable 2, I personally don't know if I'll even want those notes on here. I guess you can access them, but I don't really imagine a situation where I've made a note on the bigger one and then I'm trying to continue it on here. I think you can, but just like the formatting changes and how it'll, you know, change your ratio and stuff like that will be kind of interesting. So another way of using this, of course, is this way, which this could be interesting too. I am liking this, honestly, way more than I thought I was going to. Obviously, it has the reMarkable build quality. It's awesome to see that carried over here. The experience of writing on this, it's kind of wild. I'm starting to get a feel for use case here that feels very natural and feels very right. Wonder if there'd be a way for like waiters and waitresses in like a fancy restaurant to do like orders and then boop, send them off somehow. I don't know, I keep saying I don't know because I still don't feel super confident in this device and necessarily who it's for. I will say Build quality is fantastic. Functionality is fantastic. So the form and function is here. So I did buy this with my own money. The company didn't send me this. These have been my thoughts. I'm not entirely sure who it's for, but I think I'm starting to see some different use cases. The use case I said earlier, where I'm sitting in a coffee shop at a smaller table, I don't have a ton of room for multiple devices, having this as a sidekick, sitting at my desk for those quick one-off notes, being able to also like just reach for this and do one-off notes seems very reasonable to me. It's got a hefty price tag, which there will be links in the description if you'd like to check yours out. That will be an affiliate link. I just probably broke it. That will be an affiliate link. Will help the channel if you decide to buy one of these or another reMarkable product through it. Price point is hefty, but it has that reMarkable standard to it, and there's a lot of technology. I even heard Kit talking about how the company told him there's like 300 pieces in the stylus. So it's definitely a special custom designed stylus by the company. Everything here is custom. There's just a premium feel to it and a certain professionalism that, I don't think can be beat right now on the market. So yeah, reMarkable Paper Pro Move. A little bit of a mouthful, but that's gonna do it for this unboxing and first impressions. And honestly, I think that's gonna do it for a review as well. Thanks so much for watching. On this channel, we talk about tech that marries form and function. We like products that improve our lives and look good while doing so. We won't review a product that we don't think is worth your time. So if that sounds cool to you, please subscribe, like this video for more, watch this video next. I think you're gonna love it, and we'll see you all in the next one.